and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing a look on my beautiful friend Jaimee. So we are recreating the Kim Kardashian inspired Met Gala 2018 Glam. So I always start with the eyebrows, and I'm taking the NYX micro brow pencil in the shade Espresso for her brows, and I'm just lightly filling them in. I'm sorry about the lighting in this video. I didn't realise that I had my IKEA bulbs on in the background, and the yellowness of the bulbs threw off my ring light colour, I feel. So the video looks quite grey, but in person it was much more bronzy. But I still thought I'd upload it because it still shows you how to create it, but it just looks a little bit greyer toned. But yeah, we'll deal with it. But yeah, I'm just going through her brows with that pencil, just going above the brow now and creating nice little hair strokes and bringing it into the tail. Constantly going in with that spoolie and brushing the product up through the brows. The spoolie is going to help diffuse the product and make it look much more natural and hair-like. Going in now with the PLOUISE eyeshadow base in the shade Rumour. This base is absolutely amazing. I haven't used anything else as an eyeshadow base since I got it. It's so good. It just makes your shadows blend so smoothly, and it keeps your shadows really intense and pigmented. So I use this to carve out the brows, get rid of any unwanted brow hairs, and really give the brows a beautiful shape. And then I'll bring it down onto the lid using pat motions, which you'll see here. I use pat motions because it gets rid of any lines in the base. So the smoother the base is, the better your shadows and the smoother your shadows will be. So it's just creating less work for you. So the more you work on your base, the less work you'll have with your shadows. So I'm just taking my time with this, getting the brows perfect and patting that base into place. That rhymed. So before we go in and do any eyeshadow, we always want to buff the base into the skin so it's not a harsh line, because this will set, and once we're finished doing our eyeshadow we won't be able to blend it out. So I'm taking a Nema brush. I'm not too sure of the name of this brush, but I will link every single thing that I used for this tutorial down below. So I'll put the brushes and I'll put the products as well. So I'm actually taking a BBOLD bronzer. So this is from their contour and highlighting kit. But any kind of really warm tone bronzer will do. So like a MAC Give Me Sun or FLORMAR Face and Body bronzer in the shade 04. These are really good kind of similar options for you. And the bronzing one from FLORMAR is like a tenner for a huge one, so it's really good value. But yeah, when I was trying to find reference pictures for this makeup look, all of Kim's pictures seem to have her eyes open. Her eyes are really beautiful and striking. So I found it kind of difficult to know exactly what way her eyeshadow was, behind the lashes and behind the liner. But there was one of her makeup on her Instagram, and she was looking down in it, and it was the only photo I could find of her looking down. So it looked like she just had a matte cream on the lid. So this is what I'm doing here. And then it was blended out with some bronzer. It was really warm toned. So that's what I'm trying to recreate here. So to create that matte cream eyeshadow that she had pressed on her lid, I used my PLOUISE eyeshadow palette, and I mixed the cream and the white shade from that palette, and I just pressed that all over the lid. And then I just buffed that out with some bronzer. So now I'm going in with some INGLOT Gel Liner 77, and I'm taking a Zoeva angled liner brush, and I'm creating her wing. I'm not doing the full wing, I'm just going in towards halfway, so just to the pupil, because I'm going to smoke this out, so I don't want to concentrate too much on the wing, because this gel liner sets so quickly. Looking back, I should have used a creamier gel liner like the FLORMAR black gel liner, because this liner is far too dry to blend. I don't know what I was thinking, but if you're trying to do this, I'd advise you using a creamier gel liner. This one is too matte. So I'm just after taking a matte black and a really skinny pencil brush, and I'm just running it over the gel liner, and this will smudge the gel liner and create more of a smoky effect. And then just to smoke it out even more, I'm after taking a Zoeva 224 brush, and I'm taking the shade Bestie from the PLOUISE eyeshadow palette, and I'm just blending out. And now I'm taking a makeup wipe, any makeup wipe will do, and I'm just cleaning up any fallout we get, because we don't want the outer wing to be smoky, we just want the top of the wing on the eyes to be smoky. And now grabbing some gel liner again, I'm just going in and I'm lining the inner corner part of the eye. You don't want to bring this too far out because you don't want to ruin like the smokiness that we've just created. So just on the inner corner, and I'm getting Jaimee to look down for me for this part so I can get right in at the inner corner. So it kind of copies the way Kim Kardashian had her liner. It was really close to her inner waterline and it was like lined right around. But now I am just taking more of that PLOUISE eyeshadow base and my MAC 252 brush, and I'm just applying that underneath the eyes as a base for the eyeshadow. And because this look is really smoky, I'm going to do the eyeshadow first and then I'll blend the face makeup into the eyeshadow, just to avoid any fallout from the black. So I'm putting the gel liner into the waterline. This is a bit clients hate, so give them a little break, let them have a little breather. Now I'm taking a really teeny tiny pencil brush, flat shader brush, not pencil brush, from Blank Canvas, and I think it's the E27. And I'm just dusting this matte black eyeshadow under the lower lash line. And just getting her to look up again. I am just using a clean pencil brush this time. No product on it. I'm just buffing out the black eyeshadow. And then just hitting it a little tiny bit with that same bronzing shade that we used on a Zoeva Luxe Petite brush. And this is just because in the pictures it didn't look like there was a lot of warmth down there. It just looked like it was really a blended out smoky black. It was beautiful. So I didn't want to put too much bronzy tones under there. I wanted to keep it very neutral because that's the way she had it. Just coated the lashes with some mascara and popping on some doll lashes in the shade Jasmine. These are like my favourite lashes ever. And Kim had a really beautiful like full lash, and her bottom lashes were really full too. So to recreate that really fullness that she had in her bottom lashes, I just thought it'd be fun to play around with some individual bottom lashes. So these are the Pennies cluster lashes. They're 150 in Pennies or Primark if you're not from Ireland. They are so handy. I actually adore them for like using as a normal individual lash, but instead I turned them upside down and I popped them on the lower lash line this time just to recreate that fullness she had. I think Kim could have had like individual mink lashes applied. You can do that, but they only last the night, but that's all she needed them for. But that's my theory on it. I'm just applying some strobe cream from MAC Cosmetics all over the skin. This just hydrates the skin and gives it a nice subtle glow. And just for a little bit extra glow, I'm going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. This is a new product from Charlotte Tilbury and I'm obsessed with it. It does have a €40 price tag, but it's expensive, but I do think it's worth it. It makes the skin look just filtered. Exactly what it says in the bottle, so I absolutely love it. I love wearing it on days where I'm not wearing any makeup. It gives the skin a beautiful, healthy glow. It's basically your skin but better in a bottle, so I'm obsessed with it. But it's a beautiful base for foundation because it makes your skin look really healthy, so that just kind of comes through your foundation as the day goes on. Now I'm going in with Studio Fix Fluid Foundation from MAC Cosmetics in the shade NC30, and I'm applying that to her skin, and then I'm going to buff it in using a damp beauty blender now in a second. Pouncing this all over her face. I adore this foundation. It is such beautiful coverage. It's full coverage, it lasts all night long, it keeps oil at bay, and it still looks really beautiful and nice and natural. Not natural, but it's a beautiful finish on the skin, and it doesn't look too cakey or anything. So obviously this is a Kim K look. She is like the queen of highlight and contour. So I'm going in with a bright highlight. This is the Camouflage concealer from Catrice in the shade Light Beige. It's like $3.50 and it's the best concealer ever. It's so good. So I'm doing like a triangle under the eyes, down the bridge of the nose, and above the, in between the eyebrows, the cupid's bow and the chin, just to highlight the center of her face. And then I'm just using a beauty blender again just to buff that into the skin. This is a great way if you are a bit heavy handed with your concealer. Your beauty blender will never let you look cakey, which is great. Yeah, so just blending that out. And now taking one of my favourite products. I used it in my last client makeup tutorial. This is the Chanel Soleil de Chanel. It's the Universal Cream Bronzer from Chanel. It is such a beautiful bronzer, and it just gives such life to the skin. So I'm just applying that really anywhere the sun would naturally hit the skin, making it really bronzy and glowy. And now I am just going to bake under to make it more like structured, her contour, because Kim K is all about that contour. And I swapped to a sponge because I do think a sponge gives the most beautiful finish. So really all you need for your face is a beauty blender. You don't need any brushes, I don't think. I know I'm using my hair, but your beauty blender is essential for flawless skin. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, just baking there. And now I'm just setting the Chanel bronzer with a powder bronzer. So I'm using the exact same bronzer that we use on the eyes. So it's the BBOLD contour kit, and it's the bronzing shade from that. Just bronzing up the skin. I could just keep going with bronzer. I love it. And now I'm going in with the shade Bahama Mama from the BALM. And this is a cool toned bronzer, so it's great for contouring. It's a cool tone contour, it's not really a bronzer. This just creates more definition and shadowing, because the BBOLD contour or bronzer is too warm tone to be a contour, where we need something a little bit ashier to contour our face. Now going in with the Milani Luminoso blush. Kim didn't look like she had too much blush on, so I just went with something really natural, like a peachy blush, just to add a little bit of life back into the skin. I'm just setting under the eyes with some RCMA loose powder and the beauty sponge again. I find this is the best way of setting your under eye concealer. I don't like to go in with too much powder, so I always like to wait till nearly everything is done and see where I need to set. So the eyes was creasing a little bit underneath, so I just wanted to set it, and then I'm dusting off any excess. My favourite part, some Fix Plus. I'm just spraying that all over, like drenching her in it, letting it dry off a little tiny bit, and then I'm going to go in and highlight her. So I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills X AMREZY highlighter. Oh my god, gals, I just can't tell you about this highlighter enough. I bought it for myself and I loved it so much that I bought a second one the next day for my kit, and I feel like I'm going to buy a few more in case, like, it is limited edition and I'm scared that I'll run out, because this melts into the skin. I feel like she's gonna make it permanent because I've never used a highlighter like it. It just doesn't look heavy on the skin. It looks like your skin is just glowing. Doesn't look like powder. It's beautiful. I'm just fixing her up here, and I'm going to do her lips. So I am using some MAC Strip-Down lip liner, one of my favourite lip liners ever. She had a real 90s like lip. That was the whole vibe they were going for, which is my everyday nude lip vibe anyway. So I'm using Strip-Down lip liner to create a nice dark edge, and then I'm going to go in with a very natural lip colour. Her lip looked like she had more of a tint than a lipstick. There was no gloss, it was matte as well. So yeah, I'm going to go in with a lighter natural lip colour now, once I've lined the lips. Now I'm going in with the shade Lady Be Good from MAC Cosmetics. It's that one that I'm holding in my hand there on the left, or your right, depending on how you're watching it. I don't know. But yeah, it is a beautiful, it's one of their retro lips, I think. they're called, but it's a liquid lipstick. Now these are very drying, so if you're looking for an alternative, FLORMAR Nasty Coral is much more comfortable on the lips. It's a little bit more peach toned than this, but yeah, highly recommend. €8, save a bomb. Yeah, so that's the finished look. I hope you really enjoyed this tutorial on the Kim K Met Gala Glam. All the products that I used will be posted below with my brushes and everything that I used. So yeah, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos. And yeah, I will see you next time. Bye!